What is up, everybody? Welcome back to this podcast. And again, if you guys are new to the podcast, my name is Mehul. And in this podcast, we're trying to shoot for every Friday around 3 p.m. Central Time and kind of just sitting down and talking with you guys and building that relationship and talking about life and cars because cars is one of my biggest hobbies. And again, if you guys are returning from the first podcast, thank you. And again, hopefully this microphone sounds a lot bit better. I've got y'all's feedback. The other one's not like a McDonald's microphone. And I was listening to the podcast. So like, well, crap, I want to still make the and show the podcast, but it kind of sucked because the microphone sucked. So we got this new microphone. To me, it sounds a lot better. So hopefully give me that opinion in the comments below. And hopefully you guys enjoy this podcast. So again, if you guys are new, my name is Mehul. This podcast kind of generally said about cars and life and like a little bit about everything, to be honest, about what's going on. Eventually, we're going to get some guests and like do like an actual true podcast where we actually have guests and all that stuff where we interview them and talk to them. But at the same time, I kind of like this solo podcast because I can just sit and talk to you guys about stuff that's going on and stuff that I'm working on and stuff like that. So, I mean, guys, it's Friday, right? So, I mean, I'm shooting this Thursday, so it's going to be going out Friday. And hopefully you guys are either listening to this on your way home or whatever you guys are doing for the weekend or wherever you guys are going. So, again, it's Friday. We guys crushed it, and we made it through the week, and it's also 4th of July weekend. So, it's a long weekend for some. Again, for everyone who's working, you know, you guys got this. But 4th of July is coming up, and I'm super excited. 4th of July is probably like my second favorite holiday. One is because of fireworks. Christmas is probably my first favorite. It's also my fiance's favorite as well because we just like decorating the house, put all the lights up, and it's crazy. Speaking about the lights, I spent like almost $1,000 for Christmas lights. If you want some quality lights, they're not cheap, to be honest. But again, 4th of July is coming up, and I'm super excited. We're actually celebrating 4th of July a little bit on a couple of days. So Saturday, we're going to be doing fireworks. And then Tuesday, there's going to be fireworks. And then 4th of July, we're going to be doing fireworks. So again, it's going to be a full weekend of fireworks. And I'm super excited, and I can't wait. We've already spent... So cool thing about the cool thing about 4th of July, that's a tongue twister. I don't know. For me, it is. Excuse me. So me and my friends, we just get together and then we just kind of hang out, barbecue, grill, enjoy, and then at the end we just have like a little bonfire, and then we just start lighting up fireworks. Like, I mean, again, we're outside of city limits, so we're able to do so. And again, just be aware of your neighbors. Let them know that you guys are gonna be doing fireworks because again, out in the country, you know, there's neighbors that have horses, cattle, blah, blah, blah. You just want to respect them. That's all. You know, you just want to be respectful of what they have and making sure you let them know in advance that you're going to be doing this. And again, that way you have happy neighbors and they're okay with it. So we've been doing this for the past couple of years and we've always had fun and I'm super excited. What we do, we just all kind of just get together and everyone pitches in, like probably... Everyone gets like $300 to $400 worth of fireworks, and we just get together and we just start. There's a freaking nut in here. Sorry. So me and my fiance, on the side note, me and my fiance have been getting a lot into plants and gardening and stuff like that. So we have some gnats in the house, and it sucks and it's annoying. I was like, we need to throw some of this stuff away. But yeah, so me and my friends, we just grab about $300 to $400 worth of fireworks each, and then we just all have a good time. And the cool part is, if you guys are watching or listening to this podcast, you'll probably see that 4th of July video that we're going to be shooting Saturday. We're just going to have a lot of different content in that video, which is going to be pretty epic. So again, if you guys got to watch that, we're doing some crazy things. One with the cars, one with a big ball. That's all I'm saying. And then we got fireworks. So it's going to be an epic video. And again, that's what my friend said. Something's going to be something crazy. Last 4th of July, I forgot what happened. We almost had a wildfire. That was crazy. That was the wild story. If my friends that are watching this video or this podcast, you know who I'm talking about. I'm not saying any names, but what happened was we had the bonfire going. It was nice. It was huge, and excuse me, it was huge, and the fire was about to go out, and we're also using this like kind of throw fireworks and kind of get stuff started a little bit here and there. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's Texas heat, and yeah, it's hot, but oh well. So we wanted a bonfire, and we're out in the country. We can, so we do it. My friend, since the fire was going out, and he ended up putting gasoline on it, and then the fire shoot it up, and then the fire was traveling back to the gas can, and yeah, that was a scary moment. And luckily, some of us were still awake and was able to put it out. So that was a good part. That was a cool part. Again, me and my friends, we just always have a good time. But again, it's 4th of July weekend, and again, guys, just be safe, make smart choices, don't do anything crazy. There's gonna be a lot of cops, which is a given. So there's already a lot of cops right now. So just be cautious. The other thing I know, like, you know, even this week's been so hard. It's been difficult. Just a bunch of different things have just been thrown at me, and through work, through everything, I was just like been so tired, been out of it, and I was like, this podcast, I have to do this podcast because I want to stay consistent with this. Every Friday, we're trying to shoot a podcast for you guys. And again, I really hope you guys like this mic because I technically do like this mic a lot. It sounds a lot better, and definitely I can hear a lot better with this now. But yeah, so I don't know. This podcast, just want to chill and talk to you guys about 4th of July, some other stuff. I guess want to kind of talk to you guys about how I kind of got into cars. So as you guys know, my main channel with this podcast is on. I talk a lot about, I do a lot of car stuff, and it's cars, off-roading, Jeep, and stuff like that, with the dirt bikes. But it's weird how I got into the car community. I didn't plan to. I didn't know anything about it or whatnot. Honestly, it's like I bought my first car, which is a 2015 Honda Accord Coupe, which you guys seen in the videos. And if you guys not, check out those videos. The videos are pretty dope. And from there, then the first mod I did was a new set of wheels, put fresh new rims on it, paid $1,200 to $1,500. My dad was pissed. He was pissed that I got that. He's like, oh, it's a brand new car. Why are you messing it up? But again, like any typical dad, of course, would probably be worried. Who's not in the car community or anything like that. But now he sees the stuff that I've done and like amazed and like always trying to show it off. I mean, he's just proud of it. And so yeah, the first model was that. Then I was like, all right, then I did intake. Then I wanted coilovers. Then I did airbags. Then going to shows here and there. And that's kind of how I got into it. Then I wanted another project car. Then it was the BMW, all that stuff. So it was crazy. Like, even with that BMW, that's the first time I've ever done any sort of crazy things, like doing fabrication work, doing engine swap, wiring, all of that. I have no knowledge of that prior, and it was crazy. It was a huge learning opportunity, and literally it was a junkyard motor, and like everyone was like kind of cautious about it, especially my parents. And it was funny, and my family members, they were all cautious, like, oh, it was like a junkyard motor, like this is not gonna work and stuff like that. You're spending all this money into it. And yeah, and the best moment was, and like, again, if you guys see my YouTube channel, you'll see what that video, it's like me and my buddy were in the garage, or me and Dan were in the garage, and we were like getting everything started. Literally the last thing was just butt up the alternator and get that wiring done for the alternator and for the ignition. Once that was done, the car was ready to start. So literally that was the best moment, was when whenever we had fuel pump run going, we turn on, we let the we press the ignition and start up first try. Didn't go like da, 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 and start. It went the first try, the room, and it was awesome. It was epic. It was only like one of the best moments of my life to actually see that. Yeah, it was just amazing, and there's so many memories made with that car. And the cool part about that, about the whole car stuff, car community, all that stuff is like, it just kept me busy. I didn't do a lot of stuff. Didn't like socialize or go out a lot of places. All my friends will always go out. I tried to here and there, socialize, all that stuff. But I was just more focused on the car, just trying to get that built, trying to get it ready, trying to get it ready for the upcoming show, get ready for a drag, get ready for something. There's always constant shows that was coming up, and I had a lot of sponsors for the vehicle as well. So that way I had to get to some events, and so I had to make sure it was prepped, it was ready, there's no issues, no leakings or anything like that. And with both cars, I take both cars out to the show. It was great. As you guys probably, if you guys paid attention to the last podcast, I'm working on a Porsche build and trying to get all that stuff ready. If you guys want to see that LS swap motor build series, just comment that below. That way I can actually I can start actually recording that process, kind of got everything ready for it. So I'm really excited for it. I really want to do it. It's just also very time consuming because we're doing a lot of different things. Other than this, I got so many different things I'm working on behind the scenes, and especially at my normal 9 to 5 gig. Hopefully I trying to make this eventually full time. So, but yeah. It just, even with the whole car stuff, it's you meet a lot of people, you meet a lot of friends. Just like to surround myself with some good people. I kind of keep a close circle. If people aren't excited to see you, or when you go and someone sees you and they don't smile or react, then that's probably not the person you want to be around with. It's always especially Daniel, he's my best bud. No matter what, we always got each other's back. We're always there for each other. He's one of my best buds. He's one of my best high school friends. Always there. Always got my back. I got his back. It's fun. And then you just gotta have you just gotta have those good friends. Always gonna be there for you. And again, so we're gonna eventually do a podcast with Daniel and get his BMW E30 out. Currently, speaking on that E30, he did just blow the motor on it. So we're just talking about it. It was crazy because he was actually, so we took it to Texas 2K here in Houston, Texas. Not here, but I'm in Fort Worth, Texas. We took it to Houston, Texas for Texas 2K, and then he took it to LS Fest all the way into Vegas. So I was supposed to go on that trip, but then stuff happened. I wasn't able to go for it, and I wasn't able to go to the LS Fest here in Fort Worth as well, which is really just down the street by my house, which is awesome. At Texas Motor Speedway. So after that Vegas trip, we were talking about it. The car drove amazing there and back. He did end up having a little bit of oil leak, and then he started doing the rebuild on that motor. I forgot all that he was doing to it, but again, we're gonna get him into the podcast so that way he can talk about it, and you'll probably see it this weekend. You're probably gonna see it this weekend, Saturday, when we do the 4th of July, all that stuff. So it's gonna be epic. And he did the rebuild, and the motor actually blew up. And he sent me photos of it. And let me see if I can find the photo. It was crazy. Literally looked like a rod, a rod went through the block. Let's see. Yeah, he texted me. He's like, yeah, engine is toast. All right, so I don't know if you guys can see. I don't know if you guys can see this photo really well, but again, you guys can see the big old gouge in the block, and yeah, so the engine is gone. So he has multiple engines at his place. Oh, excuse me, I need some water. But yeah, so he has multiple engines at his place, so he's just gonna start swapping that back over. Hopefully, maybe it'll be ready by Saturday. If not, definitely gonna have him come out to the house and we'll do a podcast with them. I'm really hoping, again, this is the second podcast we're making. I really hope the microphone is good, and hopefully give me that feedback down in the comments, because I want to get a second one, and that way whenever I have guests or second person, that we can go ahead and get another mic situated for them. But yeah, and then it was crazy, even the whole car stuff, car community. Excuse me. Um, everyone's always like, all right, like, like, just working hard, just hustling, just grinding, and then like spending all this money on like parts, AN fittings, all that stuff. And everyone's always like talking about like, oh, like, you're not gonna be successful if you keep doing this. You're not gonna be successful of like if you keep spending all your money. I was like, one, you gotta spend money to make money. Second, this is like this is what stress reliever is. It's like, it's the with cars again. It's a certain people. With certain people, cars is like their therapy, and just working on it, just driving, is people's therapy. It was my therapy too. Is just late night drives. You're able to drive. You can bust through gears, and then um, driving at a normal speed rate. You're just clearing your head. You're just having a good drive. Especially windy roads are always the best. And the tollways. Tollways are always the best. But yeah, like it's a big thing for stress reliever. And I find the success of like not the material wealth, but success from being able to accomplish something that I was told I wasn't able to do. And that's the thing that sticks with me the most is people tell me that when stuff isn't going to work out, like, oh, you can't do this or you can't do that, or like you should do this and you shouldn't do that, or you're just wasting your time and money. But I was like, at the end, once everything's up and running and people like are like shocked, I was like, well, I had the confidence in it and I knew it was going to work, and you just didn't believe in me. At the end of the day, I have a sweet ass car and I'm having fun. And that's the best part. It's like, that's the thing about the cars is like build, break, fix, repeat. It's like, it's a toy. Like literally, as like for me, I guess for myself, as I get older, my toys get bigger. It's like growing up, I had the small cars. As you guys can see, I have some of the Lego cars in the back right here. Like these are like my favorites. Like eventually my dreams. Like I would love to have that GT3 RS and that lava orange and that Bugatti Chiron. Like those are my dream cars, and I've always wanted those. Again, I've had other cars. Had an Audi, had a Porsche, a bunch of other cars. I even had like numerous cars. I don't know how many cars I've had. There was a point. There was a point in my time where the insurance told me, it's like, this is the max we can put on, max amount of vehicles we can have on your insurance policy. I was like, great. So that was fun. And so yeah, everyone always talked about like how going electric. And I know this is a very touchy subject, and going electric versus going why I'm still driving gas. I was like, one, we're out here supporting the economy. That's the main thing. We're supporting the economy. We gotta fuel our cars and all that stuff. So, but yeah, I don't think I'll be able to go electric. I just don't see it. I've driven it. I've driven Teslas. I've driven the Karma. I've driven the Rivian. All that stuff. It's great. It's got the torque, but it doesn't have the true driving enthusiast experience. To be honest, like when driving my car, driving the race car, driving the BMW, driving any car, I can hear it, and if something goes wrong, I can hear it. A part is a part. Even though an electric car has a part, literally the main difference is you don't have multiple parts of an engine. Well, you have a battery and you have the motor for the wheels. But still, like, you still have to do the basic maintenance of tires and brakes, blah blah blah. But you just don't have like to worry about other expenses. And again, when the warranty is done and you need to replace the battery, that's like a $8,000 to $15,000 battery. At least, or that I'm aware of, and because I know some of my friends had to do it. But that's the thing that sucks. I mean, like, it is what it is. Like, you know what you're signed up for. And I mean, I don't know. Everyone says like 2040 or 2050, like all cars will be electric. I don't know. Even BMW, like, again, you guys know I'm a big BMW person, and they have electric cars. The i8, I've driven it. It's a hybrid. But still, like, I can't do it. Same thing with the NSX, like the original NSX. That, yes. The new one, no. The what's it called, even Ferrari is coming out with, Ferrari has some electric cars. Even with I still can't even get myself with the BMW one. That one, like, I don't know, I just can't. But still, just like hearing the sound of the V8, I don't care if I have to use premium or diesel or whatever. Like, it's just the feeling of just being able just to punch it and it just goes, and hearing the sound of that car just rip and roar. It's just amazing. That's just who I am. That's just what I want. But again, like current generations, like the future kids and stuff like that, like they're all surrounded by electric cars and stuff like that. So like that's all they see. But I mean, even for myself, I was like, nah, I can't. I mean, again, everyone has their opinions. Everyone has their choices. One, it's like, I don't like Tesla. Like, it's the same model, same car, same color. And every Tesla that I see is always white. One, because it's a free color option. The ones that you have to pay for are like black, blue, red. But still, there's no crazy colors, or there's no like weird color, or like no interesting other colors. Other than that, like, why keep it so simple? And like, second is like, it's the same shape, and it's just an oblong shape. It's like not like every new year where they have a different model or different facelift or whatever. And because of that, I just don't want it. I don't like it. Karma, different. Karma looks cool. But again, every car has its issues. Every car has its thing. I just can't. And yeah, I just don't know if I'll be able to. I even thought about it because like for a second I was like kind of considering. I'm like spending $600 a month just in gas alone because of my current commute. But it's still not. It's bad. $600 is bad. One is because we drive a lot. We go a lot of places. We adventure and all that stuff. So it's okay. Like, it's fine. But at the same time, like, even like having to, like, even for my friends, like, they have when they do the fast charger, like the fast charging, one, you waste so much time. And second, the fast charging is still expensive. Like, you can waste like 30, 40 minutes to charge up your car, like 3/4 or whatever, but still pay $60. So it just depends. Like, it's a hit and miss, but I'd rather fill up my car in like 2 minutes or less and for like $40, $50 and be on my way. Time is very precious. Time is very valuable. I'll tell you that, guys. Time is flying. Like, it's already, again, it's 4th of July weekend. Like, the year's almost halfway through. It's just nuts. We're going to be going in 2024. So, I don't know. So another thing is like when people are always talking about like how everything's so expensive and everything with like, dude, it's crazy. Like, even all the cars like during pre-pandemic and post-pandemic, like I never thought it would get to that point where people are paying $10,000, $15,000, $30,000 over MSRP just to get a car. Like, that sucks. Like, and now it's like you can order it, be back to 2-3 weeks or whatever. I mean, even when we got our Jeep, luckily we didn't have any over MSRP price or anything like that. Nobody. You just gotta think. It's like, it's not what you know, it's also who you know. That's how you get far in places. And luckily, well, I mean, we just waited like 3 months or less actually for the Jeep, and it actually worked out really well with the Jeep because I mean, I had the Bronco. The order came through. I had it. Wasn't the biggest fan. I had it for a little bit, got rid of it, and then working with another company, we're about to go get that Bronco, but we decided to not go through with it. Didn't want it. I just thought it was overkill. Like, not overkill, but like I wasn't excited for it. That's the thing. With the Jeep, it was a vehicle that I can still like. I mean, still expensive. It's a $60,000 car. Like, one, like, it's crazy. Like, it's a $60,000 car, and like I'm still off-roading it, still enjoying it. That's what it's designed for. Again, if you guys don't know, Jeep on its grill has like the 7 little slots. And that's mainly because like the Jeep's been on 7 different continents. That's literally what the design of the Jeep was. It's like literally taken all over the world. And that's truly what it can do and what it does. And it will not leave you stranded unless you get stuck and you teeter totter. But yeah, so it's just fun, and I really want my Escalade. I think I talked about this last time. Really want my Escalade. And then we're swapping out the. So I want to get the Escalade, swapping out my car for the Porsche Macan GTS, for the Fiancé, and then we'll have the Escalade, we'll have the Jeep, we have the Porsche, we got other cars, bunch of different things. So it'll be exciting and it'll be fun. It makes sense why there's multiple people on the podcast, because even doing solo just by myself, like kind of get a blank thought here and there, and it's kind of nice. Like, I mean, it's not nice. I mean, it's nice, but I can actually just have and build a relationship with you guys. But if I have my co-host, which is my fiance, but she's busy doing a few things, but eventually we'll get some guests. So again, eventually in the future podcast, well, again, I gotta get another mic, so in order for me to do that, so please let me know again how old this mic is in the comments. But yeah, like, it's crazy. Like, yeah, growing up, I see the Fast and Furious movies, all that stuff. It's kind of how I toward into the car scene a little bit. Seeing more and more. Be surprised, I still have not seen the Fast and Furious 10 movie. I have not. I just don't have the time for it. I still have not had the time for it, and it's been out for about a month and a half ish already. It came out, I think, April or something, and it's about to be 4th of July. Yeah, I think we're probably gonna rent it or something like that and watch it at the house. But I do want to watch it. Don't get me wrong, I do want to watch it. But some of the videos the older movies were a little bit crazy, like going to the moon and all that. In a DeLorean with a jet fuel engine or a rocket engine to the back of it. It's crazy, but I mean, again, it's a movie and it's a big franchise. And again, I don't care about like it being realistic or not. It's more like it's a movie. It's entertaining. Like it's fun. Like, and again, like it's crazy what they can make happen. It's not realistic, but it's crazy. But it is entertaining. So again, that is kind of how I got into car scene, and it's kind of, I have not been to a car show since I sold the BMW and my Accord. I do want to. I want to spend time, been going out on the weekends. Like, well, not going out, but we've been traveling a lot, going out on the weekend, doing weekend trips, and it's kind of nice. It's really interesting. Like, again, my fiance, we also have our travel channel, which is, I'll link it down below. Check that out. That's really our travel channel where we, like, wherever we go for a weekend trip. We'll go to Utah, we'll go to California, we'll go to Catalina Island, stuff like that. We'll just record it. We'll just have a good time, just a little travel vlog, and just kind of share that kind of experience with you guys. I know, like, a lot of people like do that, but I mean, we're just documenting our travel. Again, it's like a cool little spot that we can even eventually just go back and like watch it. Like, oh yeah, I remember that. Oh, I did that. It's funny, like, even when we traveled, one of them was like Utah. We did the Narrows, and that one was pretty scary. Like, water coming all the way up, and sometimes like you're just walking on rocks, and like sometimes you don't know where you're putting your foot. It could just kind of slip, or you could fall. Like, everything goes in. So it's just scary. But again, it's just an experience. It's fun. But yeah, after I sold the cars, I've been a little bit out of that car community scene for a little bit. And it's not like I have beef with anybody or anything like that. I haven't had the chance to, and I really want to. Like, I really want to go to a car show, stuff like that. I have been to not a car show, but since we were so close to Texas Motor Speedway, there were some events that were happening there. So one of the events was Indy race, which was pretty interesting because, like, it was the first time I ever going to an Indy race in my life. It was pretty epic because, one, it's just like, it's similar to Formula One. I've always wanted to go to a Formula One race. Circuit of Americas, or my dream Formula One race is the Monte Carlo Monaco race and the Vegas one. I think the Vegas is the Grand Prix or something like that. But Monte Carlo Monaco is the ultimate F1 race. I really want to go to that. And I think it'd just be really epic. And it's just such a unique experience, like once in a lifetime kind of opportunity to do that. But we went to the Indy race, and it's pretty cool because it's like, you get to see all these cars are just flying by, and it's crazy. Of like, I mean, we saw like 3 or 4 accidents on that race on the track, and the way like it was pretty epic of like how they actually carry the cars off the track. So again, they put the warning flag, the yellow flag, and then they all slow down behind the pace car, get it within their line, and then there's a truck that comes out and they just picks up the car like a crane. They picks it up, they drags it off of the track. It's just really epic. It's really cool to see that. But again, like August, September time is like when they start having the NASCAR stuff. Again, Texas, home of the NASCAR Speedway, or the NASCAR, home of the NASCAR. Wow, I cannot speak for it at all. But yeah, I mean, even for the Fast and Furious stuff, I love the movies. I love the car. I love everything about the cars, the characters, everybody like that. It's somehow some way of how I got into the car community. But realistically, it's how I got into it is when I started physically doing stuff to my cars. And again, if anybody's like looking at my channel and stuff like that, like doing the engine swap or anything like that, or anything crazy like what I've done, like again, don't be scared. If you break it, you can fix it. That's the thing. Like again, it'll suck, but again, you take it as a learning opportunity. Then that's how you know to do or how to do it forward. That's the thing. Like even there's a bunch of videos out there, a bunch of people ask questions. People are always afraid to ask questions, and I always ask questions mainly because I use it as a learning thing. Because the more knowledge you know, the more skillful you'll be. Like the more you know. Like everyone's always scared to ask questions because of how they're going to be judged and whatnot, stuff like that. And who cares? Who cares? Ask any question, even if it's a stupid question. Just ask it. Be like, oh, like how do you connect the battery, or like how you had to jumpstart a car. A lot of people still don't know, even elderly, like adults still don't know how to jump a car. Don't be afraid. Don't be like, again, one, it's a safety thing, of course. Second, it's like if you ask, then you won't mess up, you won't cause damage, and you'll learn from it. That way, in case in the future, like you'll know what to do. But yeah, like even with the cars, like yeah, like I've broken a lot of stuff. People broke stuff on it, but again, it's okay. Like even when people break stuff on my car, I really don't care. It's a car. Like it's not like $1 million car or anything like that, but I get it. But I did work hard to get it to where it was, and I mean, it's okay. Like the whole thing of that car was like to have fun with it, to build memories with it. It's not a pavement princess, so why treat it like that? I had this really bad cough this past couple weeks. It's like constant coughs, and feeling way better. And oh my god, I swear I thought I had COVID. With this cough, like I'm constantly coughing, like nothing's coming out. Like it was bad. It was real bad, but it was negative. We're good. And it was just something in the air or whatever. Again, with all this in neighborhood stuff, there's so much construction, so much dust is flying everywhere. Even this upcoming week, we have construction that are doing to our house. This is like aesthetic stuff that we're trying to do. But yeah, and like I do miss the car community. I do want to go to more shows. I do want to go to a lot of stuff. I regret it. Like even when Daniel went to Las Vegas, or for Hollyfest, and then I don't know if he went to there wasn't Hollyfest. It was LS Fest, in Vegas. There was also LS Fest here in Dallas, Fort Worth, at the Texas Motor Speedway of our house, but I wasn't able to go to it due to other stuff. But I don't know if you went either. But again, like I regret not going to it because like, dude, I was ready. We got the bags ready. Everything was ready. Went home and forgot my glasses, and fiance wasn't feeling well, so I stayed home, took care of her. But it sucked. I mean, it is what it was. I still got to take care of her, but I mean, there'll be a next time. That'll be a thing. And maybe next time we're going to go with a build that I'm working on, or a build that we're going to get ready. So again, I look at it that way. But yeah, there's gonna be a lot more shows. I'm looking forward to it. If you guys do want to come out to the shows or anything like that, again, stay tuned on my Instagram. I post a lot of stuff on Instagram on my stories, so you'll definitely see it of any upcoming stuff that I go to or me and my friends we go to. It'd be pretty cool. It'd be epic to see you guys out there. Again, I don't have a big crowd of a fan base or whatever, but I mean, I'm working on it. I'm getting there. I mean, we're at almost 6,000 subscribers. I mean, guys, come on, let's go. We're almost at 6,000 subscribers. We're like 58 something, like almost like 120 away from like 6,000. I was like, my goal has been 10,000 for the longest time. I'm like, at the same time, it's also on me because I'm not putting out content for you guys to watch and continue to see, like, stay tuned. But again, we're changing that. We're changing up the dynamics of it. Every Friday, we're doing the podcast. But I also want to do quality videos for you guys. So, like, I don't want to half-ass a video and just upload it for you guys just to get views or whatever. I want to create a quality content. So, like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, there's this giant ball that we have. And again, if you guys follow me on Instagram, you'll probably see it. And you're probably going to see it this weekend, too. So, my dog freaked out with it, and we're gonna do something pretty crazy with this over the weekend. And I really wish Daniel's BMW was also working, so maybe he'll get it running. Who knows? The dude will literally work overnight just to get his car running, and it's crazy of all the stuff. It's like literally when we went to Texas 2K, he literally got 3 dead cars ready for Texas 2K. Like, it was crazy. Like, they had like 3 hours of sleep. And then, like, we, like, pushed it through to Houston, and it was epic. We had a great time. Even, when we all, we had a house. And, well, like, we would be out, and then we'd come back. We'd sleep for, like, 2-3 hours. And we all make a plan of, like, getting up at, like, 6 or whatever so we can get there early. So get good seats, all that stuff, and for parking. And yeah, it never happened. So, like, we tried so hard, but we were all just so exhausted, tired. We're hungry. We want to go get some food. We're just hanging out. We're having a good time. And that's pretty cool because, like, even with the car community, like, that's one of the cool things I like about the car community is, like, you meet people, but you also, like, you know, you're building that relationship and all that stuff. And even you'll become best friends with strangers. And, like, that's the cool part is, like, oh, I'm really cool with this person. Well, like, you know, and I introduce them to someone else, or someone new that I know, then they'll be like best freaking friends. Like, that's a cool part. And that's the thing that I really, really like. Again, there are a few people that are like, you know, to themselves, stuff like that. You just got to find your friends, find your right crowd. But again, you also want to stay around the people that are always, they'll be there for you. Like, Dan's always there for me, and I'll be there for him. We're like best buds. Oh, at least I think we are. No, I'm kidding. We are. But yeah, and like every time we try to make plans or something like that, and like sometimes it doesn't fall through because something comes up, but like we'll like feel like really suckish about it, and then by the time when we actually do make it happen, we're like so excited. We're always like trying to make plans and stuff like that. I was like, yo, you coming over? Like, we'll grill it up and all that stuff. We'll have a good time, and it's fun. I need to have him come out to this place. He still hasn't been able to come out to this house, and that's why I really want to. I want to get him out here. That's why I really want to test it out. This mic, comment below, because that way I can go get another mic and we can have him come out. We'll grill it out. We'll make it a video. We'll have a cool ass podcast. Maybe in a different environment too. Probably do it outside on the patio. That's again, like I'm telling you, me and my fiance, we're making this backyard into like a pretty dope oasis type of thing. So it's pretty cool. Eventually you'll probably see a house tour later. And again, it's not a crazy house. I mean, this is gonna be temporarily. But we still want to make it comfortable of what we want and make it like a little nice house because we'll rent it out eventually. That's the plan. And then while the other one's going to get finished building and stuff like that. But yeah, again, I think we'll probably cut it close or short on this podcast. Again, a lot of stuff that me and my fiance were working on. We're just doing so many things. And like we're trying to stay dedicated on creating content for you guys. We're also doing wedding planning. Wedding planning is like taking a lot of our time. It sucks, like because like we know what we want. Then we had to communicate with the travel agency. Then travel agency has communicated with the resort. Then the resort has an answer. And then they get back to the travel agent. Then the travel agent gets back to us. And like it's annoying because like the information that we're asking, no one's able to tell us. And that's the one thing that, if you guys are planning a destination wedding, be prepared to spend money. I told you. I thought setting aside a certain budget was a good chunk of money, and it's not. You need more. So, so definitely, if you're doing a destination wedding, I'm telling you, it's you're spending more than $150,000 for. I'm telling you, so it's expensive. And again, we just trying to keep it simple, like 150 people. But yeah, every little thing adds up. Even when people think about doing a destination wedding, doing it in Mexico, like yo, it adds up fast. So yeah, a lot of our time has been eating up into that. Us working and like trying to get everything ready. But like I said, we're staying dedicated. Every Friday, we're doing a podcast for you guys and trying to keep it a little uplifting. Talk a little bit about love, like, and a little bit of the car stuff. And again, hopefully soon in the next podcast, we'll probably get Daniel on here. Again, let me know quickly with this mic. I'll get one ordered. Benefits of Amazon Prime. But yeah, it's just a lot of time's been eating up, and we want to create quality content for you guys. So that's why we're not creating a lot of generic videos. Like, I want to create something epic, like, again, which you'll see this Saturday. Oh, that video is probably going to go out probably. I want to put it out on 4th of July. I don't know if I should do it on 4th of July or I should put it the day after 4th of July, which will be a Wednesday. That's what I'm leaning towards. Or it'll probably be on Monday. But I'm really leaning a quality video on Wednesdays and podcast every Friday for sure. That way I just have time to like edit the quality video and make it quality, actually. I want to get more into the cinematic stuff, just trying to create that better content for you guys. The podcast, I can just sit down here and just kind of chat it up with you guys like I'm doing right now and talk a little about everything. If you guys want to talk about anything specific, comment below of a topic or anything that you want to talk specific about. And yeah, like another thing that I'm trying to do is trying to get into helicopters. I'm not trying to get into helicopters. I'm trying to get my helicopter license. So really big into getting a helicopter. That's the other goal. So which is something I haven't been telling anybody or haven't told many people. It's something I've been keeping to myself, and now you guys know. Been working on trying to get that. We're gonna build a helicopter pad at the property, so that way it's gonna be epic. It's gonna be pretty cool. Like, it just being able to control like where you go when you go, and being able to go to friends and just land on the grass, stuff like that. It's just cool. Like, I just want to have that ability and the luxury to do that. And like, again, we work hard to get to where we're at. Like I mentioned before, like I never thought I'd get to where I am today without the support of people that I have. And by you guys are actually sticking around with the content and watching, and you guys are amazing. And I'm really blessed to have you guys in my life. And never thought that I would have or be able to be in that position to be able to create content like this. And I really enjoy it. I really do. It's like I was saying, like it's a good decompressor. Like I like it. I love it. Actually, I love it a lot. Like when I don't create a video, I was like, man, I have an awesome idea. I just need to create this. I need to record it. But then something comes up like, oh, like I work late. I want to eventually make this my full-time thing. Either podcasts or creating videos and stuff like that. Even the podcast, I enjoy it. I don't know how long or when it'll be when we get someone famous, like the Logan brothers or anybody famous. Eventually, shoot, I don't know. Hopefully, it would be pretty epic. But I mean, we're still building our crowd base and all that. But yeah, just trying to get in my helicopters, cars. Like I'm not a big fan of like having physical jewelry or anything like that. I'm not really big of like wearing like high-end clothing or like anything fancy, stuff like that. I like to spend my money on things that I enjoy, like cars. I enjoy cars. Cars is where I'll spend my money. House is like I don't need a crazy big house, even though like we can do it. We're doing it. It's just like we're comfortable how we're doing it. And food is like the next thing. It's like you gotta live. You need food to live. So that's where we spend our money. And traveling. We just like traveling the world. Again, check out our travel vlogs. Just gonna leave that down in the description. But we're probably gonna cut it short here on this podcast. And again, this 4th of July weekend, you guys made it through Friday. You're gonna have a good weekend. You guys made it through the week, killed it, crushed it. You came out on top of it. So did I. It was a rough week. Like I told you that it was a rough week. So many fires that we're just trying to put out. It was just ridiculous. And I'm happy it's 4th of July weekend. Excited for the plans that we have. Rain or shine, we're gonna make this happen. But again, it's 4th of July weekend. Everybody stay safe. Make smart choices. Don't do anything stupid or crazy. There are going to be a lot of cops out, so just be cautious of that. The other thing is, like, again, we'll leave on a little side note. It's like, remember, guys, like I always say, is just live your dreams. Like, just have fun, but can be cautious of your surroundings. But like, live your dreams. Like, if anybody gives you pushback or anything like that, remember the 2 words I said. Like when someone says you can't do it, right? You can't. Those 2 words. The 2 words I always come back with: watch me. And that's the thing. I use that energy. I use that fuel to like be able to accomplish my stuff. People are like, "Oh, I can't get to 10,000 subscribers." Watch me. Like, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna be dedicated. I'm gonna do it. Like I said, every Friday we're doing this podcast, 3 p.m. Central Time. So again, stay tuned. But again, that's basically it for this podcast. Hope you guys enjoyed, and hope you guys have a good 4th of July weekend. And stay tuned on to the normal videos where you'll see this epic video that we're gonna be creating this weekend. But again, see you guys. Live your dreams. See ya.